Oh, okay. Well, this time it did go. Is that it? Okay, cool. This thing, the window's going around. Oh, it says on air now. Okay, there. I hear myself. Oh, that's it? Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome back to Roasted Studios. It says one's waiting. Is that you? Oh, no. Okay. Well, nobody's here yet. And it is a Monday. It's Tuesday. So, maybe nobody will come by because it is late. It is late and it is getting late. So, oh my gosh, it went from 1 to 6. It just jumped really quickly. They're like, whoa, what's going on over there? JJ, hello, what do you have for us today? A lot of ramblings. A lot of ramblings. But let's wait till more people show up. Because what happened with the last live stream is I just kind of took off right at the beginning and I had to repeat the story a bunch of times. And no, there is no specific story. Hello, Justin. There's no specific story today. Already a dislike. What? I didn't even say anything, barely. My goodness. Press 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Hey, Brienne. I saw your tweet, though, so I jumped back on. I was having problems. Kissybug, hey there. Yay, you're on time. We got 9 watching. We got 4 likes. We got 1 hater. I hate saying that word, hater. We got 1 person that disagrees with me saying hello to everybody. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Okay, good. You guys can hear. Yeah, there's no specific really. I mean, it's kind of informal tonight. You guys could see the title, Respecting Women and Children. So we definitely will be tapping into that. Good. I'm glad you guys can hear and everything. That's good. So let's wait for a few more people to show up. You guys feel free to converse in the chat. I'm going to do some shameless plugging for myself because I have to. I mean, I did a Spreaker today. I don't know if you guys checked it out, but please check it out. Please check out my Spreaker. Okay, Brienne, I will, honey. So please check out my Spreaker. It's a new one I dropped today. And also, I did a podcast about 3 weeks ago, and I dropped it on my Roasted Studios account. It's called Kid Behind the Camera is the Current Daddy05 of YouTube. It's just a podcast. It's about 35 minutes. It had a strike on it and got taken down immediately. It only had like 100 views on it, really. So I disputed that because I looked up YouTube's terms and policies for hate speech, and that's why it got taken down. And I didn't have any hate speech in that video. I was speaking out against child abuse. So they did put that video back up. So please check that video up. Check it out because it seems to be one that somebody doesn't want you listening to. It has considerably less views than all my other videos. So please go back and take a listen to that and check out my Spreaker as well. Oh, yeah, Cowpote. Big shout out to Cowpote. He always seems to be mentioning me, and I really appreciate that. He made a really good point about my channel when it got taken down. He said, if it's not true, what are they so worried about? And I agree with that. I'm wondering, what are people so worried about if it's not true? Hey, Sparky, how are you doing? So nice to see people in the chat. There seems to be more watching than are in the chat. Everybody watching is, more than welcome to join the chat. Everyone's welcome. Anybody. I don't have anything against anybody on YouTube. I'm willing to talk with everybody. I mean, you should be. The cleanup person told me a couple days ago, he said, it looks like your channel got roasted when it got taken down. And then he said ROFL. I guess it means rolling around laughing on the floor, which I doubt he's doing over there. Maybe he is. I don't know. But he said if I was lucky, maybe I'd get to keep this channel. So let's cross our fingers and hope. Hey there, Ray Ray the Rebel. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for doing that. Yeah, feel free to drop a like. Feel free to drop another like. Feel free to do whatever you want. It's all on you guys. Um, I have heard that there was somebody in the community that passed away. I don't want to tap into it too much because I don't know anything about it, but I'm not going to see Ray Ray come in here and not mention that because I think that would be disrespectful. So all my love is with you, especially if you just lost somebody. I apologize so much for that, and I just want to tell you that. I still can't upload on Roasted Studios channel right now because I'm disputing a couple more strikes. Videos that have been up for about 6 months, okay, that people want to maliciously strike. This channel, Cassandra's Curse, got about 4 strikes in a row, or 2 strikes, and then a third video got privated. I had to take that, get that off, and then, but bottom line is, wouldn't it be such a shame if nobody ever mentioned the abuse or paid so much attention to it that we made people care about it, and the channel just went down and just stayed down? I think that would be sad. I like the difference of opinion. And I love to see people like Philip Tucker, who, when AGP was feeling ill and he hashtag pray for AGP, and he watches their channel and he presses for the music and the song, and he still supports me. I mean, not everyone is going to be that mature, that educated online. And you guys know, people break off, they separate, they get into factions, and you can't come into some certain people's chats. And anybody is welcome to come in the chat. Anybody is more than welcome to come in the chat and hang out, or come by and say hi, or have a conversation with me. I had such a wonderful conversation with Mr. Horner, TJ Horner, the other night on Twitter. And he's clearly a fan of the Greens. And we just had a really long conversation on Twitter. If he's here, please jump in the chat. And we had a difference of opinion. The guy didn't insult me once. Can't call him a guy, let's call him a gentleman. He didn't insult me once. And he actually was acknowledging things that I was saying that were clearly truthful or coming from a really truthful place. So I don't want to reiterate my whole conversation with him, but he did say something. He said, we have to acknowledge that people act differently when the camera's on them. Okay. And I think he was trying to say, well, maybe Grandpa was acting a certain way because the camera was on him, and that was okay. He was acting differently because of the camera. And I told Tim, I said, well, wait a second now. What about the video, this beautiful video on Kid Behind the Camera's channel? I think it was Kid Behind the Camera's channel or Angry Grandpa Show, I don't know, where Sadie, the little child with cancer, who had the bald head, and Angry Grandpa was spending a day with her, spending some time with her. I said, what about that video? Because I know Angry Grandpa's not acting differently because the camera's on him there. That's his humanity. That's someone who doesn't even have to worry about being an abuser or being put in a situation where they feel they need to abuse, or they never get over reacting negatively towards people or being abusive. Simply just being able to be a human being, having a sick child placed in front of him. That's his humanity. And if I could say that, we have to be able and willing to look at these abusive videos where there's women and children and even men and grown adults being abused on camera to start up channels for profit, for millions. Okay, we have to be able to acknowledge both of them, the difference. Mr. Fairfax, how are you doing, sir? Yes, the strike system. Yeah, well, he says the strike system on YouTube sucks. Well, they did work with me. I mean, they did lift it. I am speaking with you now. There's certain people that wanted this channel down. So, I don't know. I'm glad that they had the conversation with me. I'm glad they gave me my other channel back. I mean, I think we should all have a channel as long as we're following the rules. But because I have a difference of opinion, people don't want the channel up, period. And it's not okay. Hi, Justin. How are you doing, sweetheart? And the difference of opinion is crucial. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But before I get into that, I'd have something here. You know, Pickle Boy, I don't think he realizes that showing a woman on his show being called a bitch just once, just one time, is one time too many, let alone a slew of times, plus a bunch of other insults. Plus, that's just verbal abuse. We see physical and just a whole bunch of other things. So I think some people, maybe they're not used to setting up that kind of boundary for themselves, where if you get insulted or if you feel disrespected just once and you call someone on it and you set up the boundary, you expect there to be change, or you're never going to be treated that way again because you're out the door, honey. Okay, so maybe people like Pickle Boy and the cleanup person and the old man, maybe they didn't realize that, you know, just because they feel they normalized it to millions of people and got money, that at the end of the day, there's not going to be a handful of people that aren't going to have something to say about it. Because treating a woman that way just once, treating a child that way just once, treating a man that way just once is too much. It's not okay. It's not okay with me. And it's not okay with the other people that watch my channel, that are subscribed, that hit the like button, and that expect respect. Because there could be a lot of boys in the community, a lot of girls, but not a lot of women or men. And if you want to be considered a man, and you want to be considered a success, and the breadwinner of your family, the person that got your family out of poverty, then you better look at how you got there. Because you exploited and disrespected people along the way. And it's in your videos. And I have people telling me, I don't have the right to talk about these people. Let me ask the people in the chat, how is it that we know about these people enough to even talk about them? That's a direct question to the people in the chat. How do we know about these people enough to formulate opinions and be able to talk about them? How is that? How did that happen? How did that come to be? Well, you know, Pickle Boy picked up a camera and he filmed things, some things that people didn't want on camera, like the sister's black eye. She said verbatim, sadly, that video's on YouTube. And he filmed all these things. And he filmed his family and their life and their abuse patterns. And in a lot of the videos, he's laughing at the abuse. He's laughing. And people want to say it's fake. What part? Just all the incriminating stuff, right? Just all the abuse. Right. So when we're walking in on the mother having sex and she's naked, you know, it's not really faked, is it? Or maybe you're not worried about that because exploiting women isn't as bad as abusing kids. I mean, where's the thought process here, really? Let's talk about this. You know, I don't agree with how he went about making his millions. And because he put all the videos out and collected a check and a bunch of checks, we're able to talk about it. That's why. So it just boggles my mind when people say, why are you talking about the Greens? Why are you talking about this family? Because I can. That's why. And why are you asking me why I'm pressing the issue? Because you don't want me to talk about it because you know there's a lot wrong there probably. Or maybe it's been normalized and you don't want to just change your mind because you don't want to see things for what they really are. And I have no problem doing that. Here's where I have a problem. As a woman and as a human being, a person, why does my integrity and my dignity have to be attacked at the end of the day and every day that I speak? You have to ask yourself why that is. I had one woman on the Web of Deceit video. She said I was lucky that she didn't curse me out. Why should I be lucky that you don't curse me out? I want to have a conversation. You shouldn't go up and randomly curse people out for difference of opinion, especially on a video like that, because she's backing up the daughter that just shaved her head. I am too. I'm backing her up also. I have a difference of opinion about how she was treated as a child and as an adult from her dad and the men in her life. And a lot of people saw that and clicked like on that video, which I'm very thankful. So I don't think I should be thankful that you're not cursing me out. I mean, why is anyone cursing me out at all or dehumanizing me or demoralizing me or saying bad things? Cleanup person, nobody ever asked for his opinion, but you know, 6 months, he still hasn't addressed anything over here. Said he's seen 2 minutes of my video, laughed at a survivor of sexual abuse, was trying to ask him questions, and he left and never came back. But then he came back a couple days ago, said, I'd be lucky if I get to keep this channel. And it looks like my other channel got roasted. And then the next day, YouTube brought my channel back up. And I'm not immature like he is and is going to go, oh, well, your channel got roasted. I'm laughing on the floor. It's not funny. You're squashing someone's freedom of speech. All because you're afraid it might impede a gravy train. It's really sad, actually. It's sad that there can't be a conversation. It's sad that there hasn't been a conversation already, because that will only lead to awareness and prevention. But unfortunately for this family, it will lead to being exposed. Because a long time ago, he normalized the father. So everyone thinks this is funny. Some people have only just started watching the main show a few years ago, so they don't know about the abuse at all. That's the majority of the audience. They don't know about the abuse, or they don't know the extent of it. That's why they want the channels down. Just be honest with you guys, you know? Really. Excuse me, I'm late night streaming, but you know, it is important to tap in with the audience now and again. You know, nobody else should be expected to keep this conversation alive. It's a conversation I started, so I need to be the one to reach out to you guys. I did try to do that. I did a Spreaker today, getting a little bit better. And this is my third live stream, and like I said, I'd rather be making the videos and just dropping videos, but I can't do that right now. They're not letting me. I'm just barely hanging on to that channel, really, and fighting for a couple videos to go back up. Very important videos. So I don't know. In the meantime, if I could live stream, I mean, the fact people show up and are in the chat, that's great. It's wonderful. Sparky says, no, it's not funny. Kizzybug, if that was my daughter, my concern would have been completely on her. It wasn't even about him. I would be concerned on how it affected her. It's just really sad. Hey, what great points. And first of all, Kizzybug's a mother. Okay, that's somebody's mom who's over here concerned about abuse, concerned about how abuse affects people in the long run, concerned about someone being abused in the moment. Now, we spoke about that earlier. Why are people standing around watching women being degraded? Why is there a camera with a man, a supposed man, filming this? And how is that going to affect that person who's being abused? How has it already affected them? You know, I said in my Spreaker earlier, that episode with the daughter on the couch, and he throws the toys on her, his abusive anger, spitting in her face, insulting her, yelling at her, insulting the mom through her by saying, you're just like the lazy mom. Someone's filming that. Somebody, Pickle Boy ran in with the old man, and she said that she didn't know she was being filmed. Or she said verbatim, why are you putting me in your blank? Why are you putting me in this, you know, this shit? Why are you putting me in this? I talked about in my Spreaker, she's on the couch because she's depressed and she's mentally ill at that point. She had several different traumas that had happened to her, where even epigenetics can come into play. She's on that couch for a reason. And the old man is abusing her further. And he's doing it for a reason also. Well, first of all, he's getting paid to do so at that point via a show. Secondly, he's got people backing him up, including that camera and including the son holding it. And third of all, he's never had to change as the abuser. Nobody's ever held him accountable. Nobody ever put up a boundary. And mind you, now we have a show that promotes it and accepts it and exploits it and pushes for it and laughs at it. Ah, isn't it so funny? A woman getting abused, a child being abused. Isn't it so funny? Sparky, we love the truth. That's why we are here. Furthermore, you are so mature and logical. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm not always the most mature. And that's where I dip into my comedy. And actually, I was thinking on some live streams, and maybe you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. Would you like to see any comedy on the streams? Should I just stick to the abuse? I don't know. What do you guys like? What do you want? Let me know. Sparky, I'm going to expose myself here. I'm a mother of 2 grown kids. Everyone thinks I'm a guy because of my name. That name is actually in honor of my dog who died, reason for my passion here. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your dog. I love the name. It makes me think of Chevy Chase in the vacation movies, so I love it. Brianne, they don't just allow this, they allow a whole bunch of other questionable content. I don't think they pay attention to a lot of other reports they receive. Yeah, what's the name of that other show that I don't like? The Bells Family? Remember that one? I don't know the name of it, you guys. There's a family, the Bells family, family of 5. I don't know, something. This woman, she's built her channel. She's making money right now off of having conditioned her little baby girl, she's so cute, off of conditioning her to cry and making her cry. I clicked on the channel once, and that first episode I seen is the mom convinced the little 2-3-year-old that she got kicked out of the house and we're never allowed back in. And the little girl wasn't allowed back in until she started crying. And then the mom brought it back in, and then people in the comments, oh, she's so cute, so cute. Yeah, it's so cute putting your kid through mental distress and making them cry and think that you don't want them or love them. It's really funny. It's wonderful entertainment. Lazy. She should be making her kid laugh. I want to see the mom outside the door and the little girl saying, no, mama, you can't come in, mama. You can't come in till you cry. That's what I want to see. Let's see that. Because, you know, part of being an abuser is using the stature and your status and your size. And you're always going to be bigger than a child. Okay? The old man in this family, he was huge. Do you guys see the old video footage of him yelling and spitting in the camera? And just the yelling and cursing alone, plus his size, he was able to get away with a lot of abuse. A lot of abuse, you know? And because he was funny, you know, get to normalize it. And because he had a son that backed him up and normalized and lied to millions of people. I mean, I really have to be honest with you guys right here. The old man in that family is a child abuser. Okay? He was a child abuser. And you don't abuse kids, and you don't abuse women, and you don't abuse men. And if you think that behavior is okay, then you go let someone spit in your face, and you let someone hold a camera up, and you let someone abusively yell at you and throw things on you and treat you like garbage and insult you. I mean, the poor mom, she got to go to work and then come home to a dirty, filthy home with her son running around with a camera who was setting her up to be abused. And she got to be abused further in this big mess. That's not how you treat women. That sounds like a horrible life. And some women get stuck in that life. They get stuck in that rut, thinking they deserve it, thinking not much of themselves, internalizing the low self-esteem, when actually you're an awesome, amazing woman. The mom in that family was she graduated nursing school. That's not easy. It's actually really hard. And for some programs, it's very hard to get into the program, let alone pass it by standing on your feet for multiple hours out of the day and taking care of other people. And she had a thankless job by giving up that dream, if that was her dream, to clean hotel rooms. But you know what? That job is just as important. And you should value somebody for any job that they do. And my goodness, if you're doing that job and you don't have a man at the end of the day or a woman at the end of the day to rub your feet and to rub your back and to say, hey, how's your day? Then there's something off, because that's what the norm is. That's what the norm should be. Period. Nothing else is acceptable. I mean, seeing the mom come home from work, thankless work, and she's probably so tired and feels so defeated. She's not doing what she originally went to school for and got her degree for. And she gets to come home and being treated like garbage. Yeah, remember that episode? Junior Screven. Hey. I mean, it's unbelievable, but I believe it because I see it and I hear it. And I won't be told otherwise. Haggy rants. It's fake. It's fake. The Angry Grandpa Show. This happened. That happened. It's fake. So listen. Period. We know it's fake. So listen, guys. Is it all fake? You could just go home already, because you've given enough away. You've compromised yourself, mister, by keeping your mouth shut and by saying it's all fake, when the intelligence of the audience will not be compromised with that bullshit, because we know otherwise, and we're not going to close our eyes to the truth. We're going to speak out against it. We're going to speak out because that's the right thing to do. You don't abuse women and children and men. And you don't profit off of it and make millions and then turn around and write a song and shove your abuser down our throats. Please don't do that. What's up, Gun? How are you doing? I'm just going to call you Gun. Sparky, I am so sick of them saying it's all fake, yet DSS and CPS are involved. That in itself is funny. Okay, speaking of that, I mean, they want you at this point to think that the fact that I made welfare checks beforehand, when the brother was acting really volatile and erratic, as you all seen just on his last channel alone, they want you to think that I called coincidentally to try to help protect the kids in AGP, that nothing was going on. Okay? And the fact that I stayed silent about it, Pickle Boy incriminated himself by laying out all the abuse on his own channel. Did he not? Yeah, he told you exactly what happened. The kids told you what happened to them. And Pickle Boy said that he was documenting it from that point further and got the brother out of the house, which I believed, which was the truth. That's what happened, right? The brother was gone. But in December, after the father passed away, and it was a real shame that it happened, period, let alone during the holidays, because that was used against me. I mean, am I at fault? I stick up for the sister. You guys know that I want you to support her, okay? But am I at fault for thinking, well, wait a second, they're not really taking care of the kids. They haven't learned yet about enabling. They don't even know about their own abuse patterns. They don't know that neglect is abuse. They don't know that they could have prevented this. They don't see that. I just didn't trust that they could do it, or had the children's best interests at heart, or that maybe they didn't need some help. And that's why I made the call in December. It's just as important as making the welfare calls to try to prevent it. If you go back and look at that video, it's the one with the sister in front of the cop car. I got 100 more dislikes than likes on that one. And I don't regret calling. Okay, the kids come first, period. I'm sorry I interrupted the abuse patterns in this family, which were making everyone so wealthy. But learn that you're in an abusive role, learn your abusive pattern, learn you're not helping, and learn that you're helping to contribute to kids getting hurt and even your elderly father at that point. Let's step it up and do something better. Let's make it better. And let's have a conversation about it. And I won't accept any more insults from the cleanup person. Even if he comes at me insulting me, I promise you this, I'm going to be questioning him and I'm going to be talking just as I am right now. And eventually he'll be insulting and cursing and yelling at a person who is merely just asking for a conversation. That's kind of how it has been. So, Kizzy Bug, me too. She finally has some peace and is able to be herself, though I do hope she has therapy because she endured so much. About the daughter? Oh, about the mom? Kizzy Bug? Mom or the daughter? It's so interesting that I have to throw out multiple people because we're talking about multiple people that have suffered traumas, right? We're talking about multiple people that have suffered abuse. So at this point, it's like, who are we talking about here? Oh, Sparky says, Kizzy, can you imagine being slammed verbally on a daily basis for 30 plus years? A lot of the old stories that I hear, even an old throwback story that Pickle Boy's saying, he's talking about the dad pressing the mom's buttons and then by, insulting her and she's just trying to relax, watch TV. And then finally she blows up and she pours liquid and blew up the TV or something like that. I mean, to be pushed to that point and then probably to have the whole family turn around and go, oh, look, you're crazy, you're volatile, you're the abuser, and then scapegoat the mom at the end of the day. That's what happened at the show. The mom got kind of tossed aside. She was a codependent and she was also an abuser and a victim and just a bunch of different things. It's really sad. And if you look at the daughter's channel, the one that took her in, she even acknowledged that the mom was going through a really hard time with the breakup. Yeah, because she was used to being treated like garbage all that time. And because she was planning on living out the rest of her life that way. And because she was used to playing her role into allowing it to occur. So you take all those things away, plus someone's partner, abuser or not, devastating. She's devastated, and I will be doing a video on the mom, but I can't now because I can't upload anything to my channel. But I promise you guys that I still am going to be working on videos. We're still going to be making them. We'll still drop them when we can. But yeah, we're still around. We're still talking about it and everything like that, Brianne, it's not always easy to walk away from an abusive relationship. Oh, of course not. Yeah, and if there's a mother who is in an abusive relationship and there's kids involved, sometimes she's going to have to get her resources together, right? Sometimes you just can't. It's not easy just to walk right out the door. We gotta find our friends. We have to set up a place to live. We have to tap into our money resources and figure things out sometimes. And then also sometimes people aren't mentally prepared, you know? And I think that's what happened with the mom. She was stuck. She was planning on living the rest of her life in abuse. And she wasn't going to walk out of it. But the abuser, whom just had all he needed was adoring fans to throw themselves at him. That's all it took. And he was out the door. Like he didn't care. That's not being a good husband. That's not being a good man. And you can't tell me otherwise because I have a good man at home. So I know otherwise. Michael Fairfax. I remember Michael said one time the mom started a fire in the trailer and left them inside. AGP had get them out. Michael Fairfax, I'd asked for proof. And secondly, he's scapegoating the mom. Okay? Pickle Boy. Because has Pickle Boy ever addressed the father's abusive behavior? Has he addressed the mother's? Yes, you just said he did. And other people on the channel address the mom all the time. Pickle Boy has yet to address his own behavior. and is yet to address the father's behavior. And that's the truth. The mom's been scapegoated for years. The mom didn't walk away with a big fancy car and a house paid for and millions of dollars. The two people that you're not talking about did. And so every time they kind of manipulate you into talking about other family members or scapegoating the same family member over and over, my gosh, that's getting boring. Every time they do that, it's in an effort to manipulate you, which is abuse. So you won't talk about the head honchos, which is the content creator that made millions off of abuse, Pickle Boy, and the child abuser, the old man. Okay, guys, I'm talking. It's hard to monitor the chat at the same time. Um, Jeanette Williams, I walked away from abuse because I put my kids first. And that was probably so hard for you, but maybe it was easy. I don't know. You tell us. You're the survivor. You're the one that said, I'm not going to put up with it no more and walked out. Tell us how you did it. Um, yeah, putting your kids first. You have to put your kids first, absolutely, because the kids don't ask to be born. Kids can't protect themselves. Jeanette Williams says it was easy. You go, girl. That is awesome. She says it was easy. I just left. Yeah. You just quit that abuse cold turkey. You just said, you know what? No more. And you know what? I will say, you sometimes you can't wait around for your abuser to change. A lot of the times they don't. They can't self-recognize. They got an ego. They have a big ego to maintain. So they can't internalize or see what they're doing wrong. So if you put up a boundary or if you address it and they put it back on you or insult you, abuse you further, make you feel bad, run out of there. Because that's your one guarantee that the abuse isn't going to occur one day longer by just leaving. And then, of course, if you have children, you have no option but to get out, in my opinion. I mean, because the kids can't protect themselves and they can't voice their opinion. So you have to do what will keep them safe and what's right for them. And it's always to keep them away from the abuse. You don't want it to affect them long term. A lot of the things with this family, we're looking at long-term abuse. The old man was a child abuser up until he eventually passed away via neglect because the kids got abused in the summer, remember? So, I don't know. Let me see here. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? Um, oh, and I just am going to say this one more time because I always hear on my channel, oh, you're talking about the Greens, or why are you still talking about that family? Why are you talking about them? How do we know about this family enough to even talk about them? Well, with each video, it's more subscribers, it's more views, it's more likes, it's more dislikes, it's more money, buy my merchandise. They put it all out there, right? The son, Pickle Boy, who has taken no responsibility for any of this and doesn't have to unless we hold him accountable. He already got paid for all this. He's already a millionaire. It's just merely going back and looking at the videos and saying, oh, was that right or was that wrong? And you're allowed to formulate an opinion. It doesn't make you a bad person. I mean, I've been called so many different things just for wanting to talk. Lita, how are you doing, sweetheart? Jeanette says you allow the abuser to abuse if you stay. Yeah, I mean, if they just continue abusing you and you stay, you're, complicit. You're being compliant. And at that point, your self-esteem is probably so robbed from you and gone, but you have to find the strength somewhere. You gotta build it up. You gotta muster it up and you gotta say, you know what? No more, never again. I'm getting out of here. Because look at how many people there are in the world. There's millions of people in the world. You don't think you're going to find someone else? You don't think you're going to find someone that will treat you with respect and kindness and love and dignity and let you have your integrity at the end of the day? You'll find that person. And if you don't ever find them, then be happy in being alone. Be happy with being with yourself and have good friendships. Because studies say you're better off alone and being happy than being with someone paired up and being abused. At the end of the day, each day. How are you doing, Lita, sweetheart? Now, what else to talk about? Oh, yes. This I talked about earlier about this having this wonderful conversation on Twitter with TJ Horner. He also acknowledged my comedy videos. And mind you, the comedy videos, a lot of them came from the first channel. And that's where Roasted Studios, the name came from. But he said he didn't think it was funny, roasting, abuse survivors. And at this point, absolutely not. Look at the channel. I felt it very necessary to stop the comedy videos at one point. But specifically, I did this one roast and I made a joke about the brother whom had his channel taken down. I made a joke about his nose. And then I checked one of his old channels and he was telling his abuse story about his childhood abuse and about how the scar on his nose came to be. I was mortified. I took the video down right away because as I'm learning more about what's going on or what has been going on or what I think's been going on in my opinions in these videos with this family, TJ Horner's right. It's not funny. It's really not funny. These are abuse survivors. Even Pickle Boy being verbally abused on camera about his weight, and now he's got problems with his weight. That's a direct correlation, and it makes me feel sorrowful and I don't know. He didn't deserve that. None of the siblings deserved it, Um, hmm. Oh, but the brother, before his channel went down, you guys saw how erratic he was acting, right? That's why I made those calls to protect the dad and the kids, okay? He said a lot of different insults to people, but he said something about the sister who shaved her head, and I apologize for not saying names. I'm just trying to get through a stream without getting strikes. Um, but he said that she chose to be with partners and random men instead of being with her children. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. I think that if she could be the person that she wants to be at the end of the day and not have any trauma or any added problems put her way in excess to include abuse and child abuse and traumas and sexual abuse and domestic violence and all these things. You don't think that she would do anything under her power to be with her children? I think it was a low blow. It was a dig he took at his sister. They have this back and forth thing going, or they did. I don't know. Not good. It's not good to be in a back and forth online with your siblings. These are your siblings. This is your blood. People, I think, in the family maybe need to internalize their roles and what they're doing to hurt other people and then stop doing that because it's not okay. You know? I talked about in my Spreaker today how in other countries, some countries, you're not allowed to have these social media sites, and you're definitely not allowed to speak out and have a difference of opinion as a woman. It made me think of a story that I talked about on Twitter. 2015, I believe, there was a woman in Afghanistan whom had a difference of opinion about a priest or somebody in the church who was selling trinkets and bracelets for the ladies. And this woman just didn't agree with it and spoke out and just said, I don't agree with that. And with the mob mentality, and with women not being able to speak their minds, um, there was a person who said, "Oh, look at that woman. She burned the, you know, parts of the Quran. Let's get her." All because she had a difference of opinion, which at the end of the day probably was truthful. Maybe the guy wasn't doing something ethical by selling something in the church or making women feel that they're obligated to buy something. It's a difference of opinion. But in some countries, you have to understand you're not allowed to have that opinion as a woman. And you will pay for it at the end of the day, even if it is through manipulation and abuse. And in this case, it was mob mentality, mob rule, making up a lie that got a bunch of men to, how do I not get that? They harmed her to where she passed away. I'm trying to, not get a strike. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say, really. So she didn't make it at the end of the day, having a difference of opinion. She was tortured and died. And if I was born in her country in Afghanistan, that could have been me. That would have been me. There's not much of a difference between me and her. We're both women on the same planet, are we not? We both bleed red. We both have mouths, and we both have minds, and we both have opinions. And that scares some people. For some people, maybe the gravy train will be derailed. Maybe some people will see at the end of the day the old man was a child abuser. And they won't want to buy your memorial t-shirts. And they won't want to listen to your song. And they won't want to watch your videos anymore. Because there's nothing funny about that. So just thinking about this woman and just thinking about like my rights here as an American, being in this country and being a woman, I'm proud to have freedom of speech. I'm so proud that YouTube put one of my videos back up that somebody struck for, they said it was hate speech because I was speaking out against child abuse. And YouTube put the video right back up. It's on my YouTube. It's got a couple hundred views. Please check it out. It got a strike right away. So you know it's something that somebody doesn't want you listening to. So my husband was telling me earlier, we live in a country where my character could be called into question and not my physical being, like that poor woman in Afghanistan. Take that into consideration and take into consideration I have been given death threats and I have been insulted. So I can't have the opinion that I have on my channel. And I take so long in the videos. I take my time, not trying to feed you guys garbage. I can't have those opinions and hold my integrity as a woman at the end of the day without being called a bitch or a slut, without other women telling me I'm lucky that they don't curse me out, without being called a whore, without being told that, well, you coming in my chat when I'm manipulating people for sympathy and money by using sick, dying children, that speaks to the kind of person you are. I mean, I'm getting insulted left and right just for trying to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, I'm in this country and not in Afghanistan, and I'd rather be here. So I really wish that the men that are on YouTube who are trying to act like they're ruling something, maybe don't act like the men over in Afghanistan, to where you're just trying to shut someone up immediately and insult them and tear down their integrity and bring their self-esteem down. Maybe be a man and have a conversation with me, because I'm willing to do that. And if you're not willing to do that, you have to ask yourself why you're not willing to. Mr. Fairfax has had conversation with me. TJ Horner's had conversation with me. These aren't people that outwardly agree with everything, but they're still talking to me. They're not abusing me, cleanup person. They're not acting like nothing's going on, pickle boy. I mean, my goodness. Oh, yes. And speaking of this, the people in the chat that were talking about the mom earlier, the mom and this family, and we're holding the mom accountable. Okay. If we're going to hold the mom accountable for stories that maybe you're believing with proof, without proof, whatever, you have to be willing to hold the dad accountable too for his actions. That's what Pickle Boy and Cleanup Person don't want you doing. They literally want to put a curtain over your eyes, and they want you to attack anybody or address anybody or question anybody but Pickle Boy and the old man. So we could scapegoat the mother, and they did in a 45-minute interview. I mean, they blame the mother entirely for the divorce, for abuse, for things that have gone wrong in the family. I know what I'm saying. The majority of the abuse is coming from the old man, is it not? The majority of the abuse is coming from the old man. And it doesn't matter if he has his medication or not. At 60 years old, you know, or you should know how to control your anger. You should know how to treat women and children at that point. They're going to hide behind that medication aspect. I'm telling you guys. Oh, he was mentally ill, leave him alone. Or, oh, Michael hit his medication, feel sorry for him. No, I don't feel sorry for him. The old man was a child abuser. He abused his wife on camera. He abused his daughter on camera. He was abusive to his sister on camera. How many other people does he need to be abusive to in order for people to wake up and see things for what they really were? As I told you earlier in this stream, you're only going to have to call someone, or you should only have to call a woman one insult before she stands up and says, I don't think so, honey. You're going to treat me with respect, or you're not going to treat me at all. And then you stay and you get your respect, or you don't get it and you leave. And that abuser is going to end up alone, or he's going to end up abusing somebody else, but he's not going to abuse you anymore. Sorry if there's like moments of silence. I'm still trying to manage, a whole live stream by myself for an hour. Me just rambling and rambling. Sparky, they skirt tail one another and point fingers and blame one another. Uh-oh, chat's going up. Take no responsibility for themselves. Yes, and that includes Pickle Boy. And I mean, I guess I don't even know. Can't hold the dad accountable anymore. He's not around, but he's still on camera. I'm still going to talk about his behaviors. Lita says, remember the video where his sister was over and she said, she's your wife, treat her with respect, and he called her an idiot. Yeah, there is an episode where the old man's talking to his sister a couple years before she passed away. And she's saying all these things. She's saying, if you would have treated your wife better, you guys would be doing better. She'd be a nurse, and you need to be respectful to her. And he didn't want to hear one word of it. He didn't want to hear anything about it. He had been able to go that long without changing. And then the show just reaffirmed, hey, the way that you're acting, that nasty behavior that you have, we're going to get paid for it. And people are actually laughing at it. Let's just scapegoat everyone in the family. Let's just keep going. I'm going to laugh at what you do. We're going to play off each other. I'm Pickle Boy. Here's my dad. And we're going to make millions. And that's basically what happened. It's unacceptable. It's such a ridiculous way to make your money. I can't even believe that did you hear what he said in his song? I brought you guys out of poverty. He thinks he's a great guy, this Pickle Boy. He thinks he did a great thing because he has millions of dollars. When your family is in shambles. The kids were able to get abused up until last year. The majority of the audience doesn't even know about it having been preventable because they don't know about my channel because they're trying to take my channel down every day. The majority of the audience doesn't know about all this abuse. Or they think it's funny. And if I'm the only person to tell you no, it's not, then that's fine with me. I'll tell you all day. You don't talk to anybody like that because you don't want to be talked to that way, right? what's really another thing that's so upsetting is the daughter that just shaved her head, which looks so beautiful, by the way. I love it. She was trying to escape neglect and abuse as a child by seeking warmth with the heater. And she got dragged back down and abused again. So even in the family, when you're trying to normalize your life, you were still thrown into the and scapegoated and told you're wrong or this and that, insulted, and then abused physically and mentally. That's very dangerous because you've created a couple of adults that, especially one, the son, who can't control his anger. And every time we see these outbursts of anger, every time you see or you think maybe he's on something or he can't control what he's saying, you're seeing a grown adult throw a temper tantrum who hasn't been treated correctly, probably as a child, who is now an adult who doesn't know how to conduct themselves as a grown man. It's really sad. It's an abuse receipt, and it's not okay. Right? Should I talk about anything else? Anything else I should talk about? Ray Ray said what? The mother of the family, Ray Ray? Yes, the mother, yes. By definition, the mom's also an abuser. But please note with the mom's an abuser and a victim and a codependent and a scapegoat. She's not just one thing. She's all of those things, right? She's all of those things. So we have to acknowledge that too. Hey, fire dude, how are you doing, honey? Yes, Sparky. He is accountable. You're talking about the son, right? And the dad, presumably too, when he was, you know, he is an adult roasted. Yes. If you're an adult, you have to take accountability. Period. Period. I could tell you all day where I think it may come from, why I think he's doing it, what's going on. I could tell you all day so we could talk about it, analyze it, but it will always come back to what Sparky says. He's an adult. He makes the choices. He can choose to do differently. The minute that you're an adult and you say you're powerless, you give away all your options, your choices, who are you then? I mean, he's vlogging every day, right? He's in a relationship. Um, he could be doing better for himself. He's kind of letting them get his goat. Is that what it's called? I think that's the old saying. Brienne, didn't she leave once before? The mom? Yeah, I think she did. She did take off for a couple weeks. And there is one episode where the dad is like cleaning up the house and painting it. And she finally does come home to him and he's like crying. He's the abuser. I mean, you could see you could see he's the abuser in that episode, really. But does the abuser really love you at the end of the day? He picked up and he just left her. He just left the mom. Isn't that terrible? I can't believe that he did that. But I believe it because it happened and I see it. Just like you see the abuse on camera that nobody wants you to believe that's really there. Yolanda, how are you doing, honey? Michael Fairfax said she left a few times to go to New York to stay with Kim. Yeah, why did she leave? I don't know. Maybe she was escaping the abuse. Maybe she had had enough. Maybe that was her taking a stand. Was she able to do it for long bouts and periods of time? No, because she still came back. She still loved him. You know, she still loved him, still wanted to be with him. But at the end of the day, he left her anyways. So remember that. You could be as in love as you want with your abuser. Hey, if you have money and you got young people throwing themselves at you and this and that, he didn't respect her the whole marriage. Is he going to respect her by staying with her and treating her right or even mistreating her? No, he just left. He just walked out and left. That's not right. And then also, what about the addictions? Because the old man was addicted. He was dealing with his own childhood trauma, dealing with his own addictions, and his addictions were expensive. Aren't cigarettes expensive? And even when the kids, the daughter said he was an alcoholic. Alcohol is expensive. Cigarettes are expensive. Somebody said at one point he was addicted to pills. Maybe that's expensive, but you're living in poverty though. So my question to you in the chat is, if you have kids and you have addictions that cost money, are they helping you stay in poverty? And should you try to, do you have an obligation to get over the addiction or seek help for it so you could take that money and put it towards getting out of poverty? What do you think about that? Because the dad was able to make choices, and so was the son. We could pick up a camera, we can upload things, we could film it, we could get money. I could yell and spit in someone's face, I could normalize the abuse patterns, I could abuse somebody. But can you take a, but was he strong enough to even look at his own weaknesses, his own addictions, to make a change? Look at his own anger to make a change? To get out of poverty, to use all that money that went towards cigarettes and alcohol and pills and try to get out of poverty. Get the kids better beds, get the kids the shoes they need. Send the kids to summer camp. Summer camps are great for kids. I mean, this is somebody that never got over his own abuse. That's why he was angry. So it's a broken brand to me. It's a broken brand. He's trying to sell clothes over there for his child abuser father. How's that working out? How do they keep the majority of the audience in the dark every single day? Well, we don't hold them accountable. We're not talking about it more. I need to talk about it more. I need to get on here more and talk about it. But then also you got people trying to take my channel down. Roasted Studios was terminated just a couple days ago. And the cleanup person came over and was laughing about it. And he said, if I'm lucky, maybe he'll let me keep Cassandra's curse. Why is he trying to silence me? Why doesn't he want to have a conversation? Why won't he just leave me alone? What is he so afraid of? Ask yourself that. Really, ask yourself that. What is he so afraid of? Yolanda, poverty often leads to addiction. Well, when you have kids and you're in poverty and you're addicted to things and abusive as well, I think that you have an obligation to your kids to look inward, to try to fix those problems and to help get out of poverty. Because also, the old man was very against public government programs to where you're supposed to reach out and get help. That's not a bad thing. And in some of the episodes, he's putting down the daughter with the kids because of that. The daughter, as a child, was trying to escape poverty by was trying to escape neglect by trying to get warmth. And what did the dad do? He shut the heater off and he beat her up and called her a bitch and threw her against the wall and sent her off to school. Yeah, that's going to keep your kid in poverty, really. And it's going to keep your kid ignorant too, because they're trained to be scared of you. And then they're trained not to have a successful experience at school because they're probably thinking about what a bitch they are, like you just said. And probably thinking, wow, what did I do wrong? I just turned the heater on. And you can't wonder why she told me, the daughter, in DMs, that Pickle Boy and the other sister didn't get abused. Okay, that's her omission, that her and the other brother did. Does that mean that Pickle Boy and this other sister didn't get abused? No, it's just her perspective, which I will validate. And let me tell you why I think she has that perspective. Look at how her life has gone and ended up, and look at the other brother who just had the channel taken down. Look at their lives. They're the scapegoats of the family. They're the ones that internalized and believed all the rotten things they were told. They're the ones that couldn't escape poverty and weren't allowed to. They couldn't escape insults and abuse either. So, I don't know. I am rambling really bad right now. Go ahead and click a like. Put the like button. Click it for me, you guys, if you like what you're hearing. This is just a really, it's an impromptu. I just thought I would get up and talk because I don't know. If I'm not talking, no one else is. And this is important. It's important. It should be important. So, Oh, yes. And also, the old man used his stature and his size, I think I mentioned this earlier, against the kids and against his wife. And a lot of the episodes, you'll see him hovering over them or standing over them or towering over them or pointing his finger in their faces. And a lot of the episodes, you'll see him just neglecting the kids by allowing Michael to watch them but not do a good job, or by allowing by just allowing things to occur with the kids without intervening and maybe setting up boundaries with the kids or telling them no, that's not right. Just literally just letting them run amok. And at that point, that's abuse and neglect, because now you have the kids mistreating each other or implementing disciplinary measures towards each other, or they're not having their needs being met. If you're being mistreated as a child via another sibling, you're supposed to have an adult in there saying, hey, that's not right. Let's fix this. You can't just sit around smoking the cigarettes, worrying about a camera and a show and money, and just leave the kids to run wild. And mind you, I'm tired of being told it's all fake, aren't you? We're seeing the abuse patterns. The dad's throwing things on the kids learn to throw things. That's why we see the episodes that we see. Oh my gosh, I just dropped my water. Oh goodness. It came on here. Is that okay? Press 1 if you guys can still hear me. I just dropped my water. Wonderful. Press 1 in the chat if you guys could still hear me. Please. I got my headset wet. Oh, goodness. Oh, there we go, Lita. Thank you. Can you still hear me the same? Is the sound still the same and everything? Good quality? Or the quality is still the same? Yes? Okay, good, good. I'm so sorry. Did you see that? Here, put this away. Thank you so much. Sorry. I just don't want to drop it. Okay. Okay. Hey, I'm a normal human being. I'm allowed to mess up, right? It's a live stream. That's why it's live. Okay? Jeanette Williams says, Pickle Boy is always asking for people to buy things. Please, he makes enough with views. Not mine. I don't watch him at all now. Yeah, I don't watch either. And I don't need to watch for the kind of videos that I'm doing. I think about this. The people in the chat, if your parent just passed away, would you feel comfortable pushing merchandise and trying to sell merchandise? Even if it's in memory, would you feel comfortable doing that? It just seems like some sleazy, shoddy car work salesmanship to me. It really does. Something has to be sacred in the family, but nothing is. We've seen the mother being walked in on while she's naked, having sex. Okay, we see the old man groveling and spitting abusive anger and insults at the kids or at the daughter. It's not normal. It's not right. You shouldn't be doing those things. Yes, Kristen Heath. No, but he makes the excuse he supports his entire family. Yes, he does. That's an excuse, just like you said. And he uses the excuse in the new song he made up. I took us out of poverty. Look how great I am. Look at the money. Look at the money. No, look at your broken family. Look at your mom who was thrown and cast aside, whom was filmed being having she had being filmed, being abused, having sex, multiple men walking in on her and another woman while she's, being intimate with her partner. And she gets the most inexpensive car at the end of the day and gets just cast aside and scapegoated and blamed for everything at the end of the day. But it's okay because I took you out of poverty. It's okay because I have millions of dollars. I could throw thousands of dollars, a couple thousands of dollars your way to shut you up. So it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. And he's never going to be okay with someone like me who says it's not okay because I go against that gravy boat. I go against what he's trying to push. I don't agree with it. You could have made your money a different way. And if you did go about making your money the right way, you probably definitely would have made less money. But the old man wouldn't have been lying, and you wouldn't have been lying to millions of people. So you would have been doing the right thing. What does the old man call it when he's lying to the audience? He calls it being nice. He says it. Look at the fake or real video I made. He calls it being nice. When he's not being himself, he calls it being nice. And when does he start being nice? After his YouTube partnerships. Okay, it's all over the internet. He's acting abusive in certain videos early on, and then later on, just a couple years before he passes away, he's a legend. He's a hero, saying don't hit women and children, don't treat them bad. What? We can't hear this message coming from you because I don't believe you because you're the person that causes the abuse. Even though the son wants to manipulate it, make it seem like his dad was a great guy, the old man was a child abuser. He abused women and children. He was abusive to his sister, making his sister cry on Christmas. He never got out of his abuse role. Isn't that sad? I'm going to put this on the floor, okay? He never got out of his abuse role. And he never had to with that camera on him, getting money. He never had to even change. Nobody ever held him accountable. I'm trying to hold the show accountable and Pickle Boy accountable, and look how much trouble I'm having. I'm just trying to fight to keep my channel up. Remember, we're not in Afghanistan now. This is America. Yeah, it's America. We don't expect more for our women and children. I hear a lot of men saying they're men. I'm a man. I'm a man. Start acting like it. Respect your women and your children. And you know something, this cleanup person, he's part Native American, as am I. He's one of the first Americans, okay? And he's trying to squash on my freedom of speech. Shame on you. Who are you to do that to me? Who do you think you are? Nobody's special, that's who. And I'm going to keep talking because you don't try to squash on people's freedom of speech by maliciously striking channels for no reason. I have a reason to have a channel. You don't have a good enough reason to take it down. And that's your problem, baby. So I suggest you turn right back around and go look up a reason and go make a reason and go try to find a reason and go pull one out of that thing you call an ass over there and make one up. Because until then, I'm going to keep talking. Because you don't abuse people. I hear a lot of talk. Well, I'm a man. You don't hit me, I'm going to hit you back. You don't hit anybody. Hello? And if you're got a big stature, you're huge in size, walk away. You can walk away. Anybody can walk away. We got to start making conscious decisions and choices to do the right thing. And sometimes when you act out, you act out, it's okay to apologize. It's okay to self-recognize. It's okay to say, "Wow, that was wrong. I should have done that." You know? And it's okay to stand up for yourself too. Okay? Because I've been getting really angry as of late. Just being treated like shit by multiple people. Just people don't want to be held accountable for other people. That's fine. But if you're going to call somebody a hero who's maliciously trying to take down my channel, get off my Twitter and stop saying you're a supporter and stop pretending you're a supporter and keep talking behind my back, but get off my Twitter because I deserve more than that. I'm fighting for videos to go back up, videos I've worked very hard on, videos that go with the channel. Am I missing questions? Yeah. You know, please go to my Spreaker. I did a Spreaker today. I'll try to keep you guys up to date on that. I'm not able to drop any videos on Roasted, but I could drop videos here. But I want to keep all the videos together, but at least I could live stream with you guys here, which is good. Yolanda, that's right. No one has the right to put their hands on anyone in violence. Yeah, that's what we have mouths for. Tell somebody what they're doing wrong. This is the son's problem, the one that had his channel just taken down. He lets his anger get the best of him. And he can't formulate just his ideas into a cohesive conversation, concrete conversation, without insulting people. Where did he learn that from? Mind you, he's an adult, 100%, take responsibility. But you're able to look and say, wow, there's a problem there. That he learned to treat people that way. He learned to converse that way. He learned to communicate that way. He learned to communicate his frustrations and anger that way via the old man. So I wish he would really stop doing that because it doesn't make the family look good. And it certainly doesn't make him look good. It makes him look bad each and every time. But that's chosen. That's on him, Sparky, you can get a point across without threatening and being so rude and filthy. Yes, but acknowledge this. Everyone or the people in the monopoly, they're only going to be attacking me as soon as they address me because they're not going to address anything on the channel. They're not going to address anything that we're talking about. This conversation isn't for them because they don't get it. This conversation's for you guys and anyone that comes about the channel, across the channel. Brienne, I don't understand why she shouts so much. Who? Who, honey? Oh, the neighbor? The angry neighbor? I think she does it because when she's yelling, she's not really addressing anything, is she? She's not talking candidly or respectfully to you, the audience. She's yelling at you like your children. So I don't watch her. I don't watch her channel. She shouts because she has no truth and because she won't speak the truth, because you just have to basically just talk like this. But if she's shouting and causing a big chaotic mess, she's not addressing anything, really. It sounds like she's just attacking people when she's yelling. And if you're attacking people, you're never addressing anything or anybody, basically. Yes, Sparky says, that's right. Be aware. They're going to lie about you and your content. Yes, I mean, all I can do is document it. I've documented it with conversations with people on Twitter, in the videos. Nobody knows who I am. And I haven't made millions off of abuse and exploiting people. I don't have a bunch of stuff to lose. They do. Not me. So they're going to manipulate you. They already have been doing it. If anyone has come to the channel and they've never addressed the videos and just straight attacked me, you're being manipulated. And to not think you further. If anyone has come over here and just, I don't know, people in the monopoly, people in the monopoly haven't addressed it. They go every day not addressing what I'm talking about. And what they choose to talk about is manipulating you. It could be a fake argument with another YouTuber. They could be scapegoating another YouTuber. They could be scapegoating someone in the family. They're going to be talking about anything but my channels. Okay. Just know that. Isn't that already what's going on? Yeah. And this angry neighbor says that she stands up for women that get abused and for children. I haven't seen you hashtag what about the abuse. I haven't seen you address anything on my channel. You know, the sisters came out with their stories of sexual abuse because by the brother. The angry neighbor came out with the video the next day saying that X, Y, and Z should have happened to him. And I'm sitting at wondering, well, should that have happened to him as a child? Because he was 12 when that happened. So you're thinking that he should be beaten up, go to jail, and have the same sexual abuse happen to him. It just didn't make any sense, but she was very angry because she's a survivor of sexual abuse, right? So what about when I drop zero boundaries and I tell everyone my opinion on why that abuse occurred and why he held the sister down? Because he was acting out from being physically abused from the old man. Did the angry neighbor talk about that at all? Did she ever give her opinion on that as a survivor of sexual abuse? No, because it goes against her best friend, the old man. That's someone sticking up for abuse because of friendships. That speaks to the kind of person she is. And also, I don't see her talking about children until what? Christmas time? Abuse happens every day of the year, lady. Not just at Christmas when you're pretending to care about children by handing out toys to look good to build up another channel. You can make yourself look good at any time by addressing what's on this channel instead of insulting me, which is exactly what she's done. I haven't insulted her at all. And she called me, excuse my language, a troublemaking bitch. Well, you're saying that because you don't want to have these conversations. Nobody's asking you to. So just keep on in the corner over there and keep yelling because nobody understands what the fuck you're talking about. We just know that you're not talking about these videos, and that speaks to the horrid person that you are. That's what we know. That's all we know. Okay? So keep doing that. Keep yelling your yapper in the corner with no proof, making no sense, saying you stick up for abused women and children when you do everything but that. Writing in hieroglyphics because you say you've been to college, yet any educated college-bound woman I know isn't going to be backing up a child abuser. And you certainly aren't going to be over here laying down hieroglyphics, so I don't know what the hell's going on. So maybe I'll pick up one of your stupid ass lies. Excuse my language, but I mean, my goodness, I'm sick of these people. I'm tired of them. May they never speak of my channel ever, because everything I just said is going to occur. And how outlandish and upsetting is that? Stomping on freedom of speech, insulting people, lying about them, not addressing abuse, saying I'm lucky if my channels stay up. No, you're lucky if I stop talking. You're lucky if I give up. You're lucky if I run out of video ideas, because I haven't, lady. Pickle boy. Cleanup person. That's where some luck will come in. Yolanda, I grew up poor with two wonderful, working, hard to support our family, so that's not normal. Yeah, if you work hard to have a normal family, you are going to recognize, hey, something's off here. Because abuse is abnormal. It's okay to say. Absolutely. Jeanette Williams, roasted won't sell out to Mike. He can't buy her off. No, he can't, baby. I'm the one person that he's come up against that doesn't care about money. Do I care about money? My husband's like, no. I don't know why. Yes, I know why. I'm not going to get into why. I just don't care about it. And it's not going to shut me up. And it's not going to make me change the truth that I see. It's not going to change the content. It's not going to stop the channel. And it differentiates me in totality from who I am as a person, cleanup person, compared to your friend Pickle Nuts over there. I mean, Pickle Boy. Okay? I'm so sorry, you guys. But you know what I mean? No, not going to be bought off. And in fact, in my last channel, somebody came over, a troll, and they said, I was working for the Greens. Somebody said that long ago. I made a video about it. I'll redrop it if you want me to. I had a big, long conversation with somebody who was trying to convince me that I was making money about speaking out against the Greens. I don't think that you could even convince people of that now. That's long, long ago. You can't even convince people of that now. Nice try. Yes, even roasted gets a little goofy sometimes. It's getting to be a little late of the hour. It's getting to be a little bit late. You know, it's so interesting that I had this lady come over, several different women, none of them not addressing the abuse. Some may be moms. I don't know. And one lady, she said, I was lucky that she didn't curse me out on my Web of Deceit video. Why would anybody curse me out on that video? I worked hard on it. I'm lucky that she didn't curse me out because I'm telling the truth. I don't know. But then I see the same lady over on the sister's channel who I made the video about, and she's hashtagging love, love and peace, everybody, not hate. Stop equating my channel to hate. Stop equating my channel to it not being love. I couldn't think of anything more loving than not being abusive. And pointing out exploiting people and interrupting abuse patterns so abuse never occurs again for children. That's loving. That's giving. Not you coming over and telling me I'm lucky you didn't curse me out. My goodness. Kyle, nice to see you, sweetheart. Jeanette says, my son Kyle says hi. Roasted, he's listening. What's up, Kyle? Very happy to have you listening, honey. Kizzy Bug, I love when they say you need to get new content. You are doing your own content. They just don't like the truth. LOL. Kizzy Bug, thank you for bringing that up, because there's certain questions that people have been dropping, and I'm going to do a whole stream on it eventually, because there's so many outlandish things that have been said. People have been coming and telling me get my own content. Is there any other channel talking about this? Is there any other channel making the videos the way I'm making them? Is there any other channel taking all the abuse and all the grief for just trying to keep the channel up? Maybe. It's my own content. Who else's content is it? And once you put it out there and you get paid for it, people can use it and people can formulate opinions on it. So that's just, it is what it is. Get my own content. Talk about a different family. I'm like, no, I'm going to talk about who I want to talk about. I mean, come over and have a conversation with me and convince me of something otherwise. Don't just tell me what to do, because those are the people that just don't want the channel up, period. They just don't want any videos, any more videos. They don't want anything up, period. Then don't watch. You don't have to watch this channel. Some people are getting something out of it. Some people do congregate to listen to the live streams, which I love. You don't have to watch, but nobody's telling you to attack and insult me and things like that either. That's not good. Sparky, they complain because you're exposing them and it's destroying their career. Abusive content, that is. Yeah, because they did make a career off of showing abusive content. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that I have like a bunch more video ideas to make, but I'm at a halt because they're striking me. and they don't want you to watch the videos, but I'm going to make them anyways. And I am making them. I'd rather be making a video and dropping it, but the live stream, I could still reach out to you guys and speak with you in the meantime and let you guys know exactly what's going on. They don't want you watching my videos. Everyone on YouTube are private investigators. That's what Brianne says. Kizzybug, LOL. Brianna, right? They think she is AGP's oldest daughter, Dawn. That's another thing. That's one of the biggest distractions I ever heard. Because first of all, I'm not that person. I've said it several times. Secondly, even if I was, it wouldn't change any of the videos. But third of all, and listen to me very closely, everybody. Every time they say that or want you to say that or want you to think that, they are manipulating you. Would you believe I have people coming in the channel only talking to me about am I that person versus addressing any of the videos? You tell me, is that manipulation or is it not? Is that manipulation? They've manipulated certain people into caring about who I am, even though I haven't made any money off of abuse. I don't have millions of subscribers. I don't have millions of dollars from exploiting people. They want you to care more about who I am and manipulate you into thinking and to care more about who I am. No, I've already said I'm not her. Manipulate you into having to think further for yourself about the abuse, about what's going on, about what they did, what's going on. If you have to swallow an insult about who I am, or if you have to swallow a certain story about why I am doing the channel in order to listen to what I'm saying long enough to hold them accountable, Pickle Boy, then go ahead. But some people don't need that because they don't know who I am and they're just judging me based on the videos. And they won't allow themselves to be manipulated. They won't let it happen. I encourage that for everybody. Don't allow that to happen to yourself. My goodness. Come on, people. What's up, babe? Right. Make up whoever you think you... I mean, first of all, anybody that's going to deliver this message is going to get attacked, have their character attacked, ad hominem attacks. You're going to be attacked, okay? I encourage you guys, and you guys, these people in the chat already know, hold them accountable. Hold that millionaire content creator accountable long enough to hear what I'm saying before you judge me. If you have to judge me at the end of the day, no problem. But you got to hold him accountable. My goodness, you got to hold him accountable first. What's going on with the chat? My husband's just laughing it up over here. What's going on? My husband is stealing the chat from me. You're stealing the conversation from me. You back off, mister. Just kidding. He's having fun. I'm having a good time too, talking with you guys and reconnecting with the audience. You know, oh my gosh, stream 2 hours. I don't have much more to say, really. Is there anything I didn't say that I should say? Oh, yes. In terms of the channel, you guys, the videos are out of order. There's no sequential order. And because they're out of order, I may be addressing one person one way one day in one video, and then a completely different way based on their behaviors in another video. They're completely out of order. There's no order here. Right. Very important. Opinions change as information becomes apparent and we become aware of information. Things change. I told you I took a roast down because of a certain joke that I found out about that I didn't like. So some people are asking, well, why aren't you talking about the son that had his channel taken down with the outlandish behavior? Because it's the same behavior and it's nothing new. And because did I or did I not point it out a year ago? I'm moving on. He can only be scapegoated so much. If he wants to be that person, let him do it. And actually, it looks like he's doing a little bit better. He's in a relationship. The girlfriend looks adorable. So I wish him luck. But it's time to hold Pickle Boy accountable for what he's done. Because I see children and women being abused on camera, and I see them not doing anything or laughing. So I want to see you be held accountable for that, because it's not okay. You're not going to write a rap song, and you're not going to shove your abuser down my throat and tell me it's all okay because you came from poverty and got out of poverty. No. You could have got out of poverty in different ways. Your father could have self-reflected and gone to anger management and got help for his addictions and got on some medication for his mental illness and took all that money and put it towards food and toys and clothes and maybe some classes on how to treat your family. You could have got a job and worked and got out of poverty. You could have gone to school and got out of poverty. Don't tell me the only way to get out of poverty is by showing women and children being abused and degraded on camera, when it's anything but that. That was a choice you made, Pickle Boy, and it speaks to who you are as a person at the end of the day. And I'm holding you accountable for that. I'm holding you accountable for those tears. I'm holding you accountable for that pain. Your sister reached out to me saying my material made her cry. Saying you and your father were keeping her children from her so you could film on a holiday. Only to be scapegoated and left alone, being made to feel yet again that she did something wrong. I uploaded Out of the Shadows in May of last year. You go ahead and look at her channel, and you go ahead and look and see when they gave her kids back and when she started filming with her children every day. Because it's after I dropped that video. So I'm proud to say I took a stand for that woman and for her children. I'm proud to say I tried to prevent abuse. I'm proud to say that I maybe shook the brother a little bit and said, hey, you need to wake up. You're hurting people. You're exploiting abuse patterns in your family. You've acknowledged to us in certain videos that you come from abuse and poverty. So own up to it and stop shoving your child abuser father down our throats. You can't redefine what child abuse is. It is what it is. If they don't like my channel as it is right now, I mean, how are they going to like it when I drop 20 more videos? This is kind of just started. So keep attacking me. Keep telling me I'm lucky if I have channels. I'll just keep bringing them back up. I believe in freedom of speech. I'm an American. People have died for this right to have me be able to speak out against child abuse. So I'm going to keep doing it because it's not bothering me, but it is bothering somebody. Anyways, did I miss any questions? Are you okay? You want to keep going for a little bit or? Gosh, guys, I feel like I could go all night talking about this, really. Kissybug, he's got all the money. He could get them all therapy, including himself, and get his brother into a good rehab, but he doesn't because money is more important. Yeah. Instead of putting the brother in a rehab, he shouted out his channel and filmed the children talking about their abuse because he did nothing to help prevent it. Then he wants to get the angry neighbor up there yelling and hollering about nothing for views because he's not secure enough with his own acting ability, with his own comedic qualities, with his singing. He doesn't think he could carry it as a content creator. So we got to push my sister up there who's mentally ill, shaving her head. Let's exploit her some more. No. Why don't you and Bridget, I don't know, hold yourself accountable to things that you've already promised your audience? Which was what? What are things I've told the audience? They're going to do diets and they're going to have kids and I don't know. Like Cowpoat said, he said they need to go off and kind of do their own material and create their own content now because one of their stars is gone. So who's going to be the next star? Some people are tired of seeing the angry neighbor. Your old hat. Come with something else. You're a survivor of abuse. And you want to tell me I'm a troublemaking bitch? Why don't you be that survivor? Why don't you be that one to speak out for people that have been abused and people that need help? And stop backing up the content creator who made millions off abuse. Why don't you stand up and be a woman? Because I'm sick of seeing you. Sick of seeing you on that show. You want to be abusive towards me in a stream, and the pickle boy turns around and reuses you? I'm going to speak out against you every day, lady. I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for because you don't stand for much. You're tilting. You're leaning on your mound of money over there. Where's your integrity? The cleanup person, he's a distraction channel, you guys. He'll scapegoat himself and his own family in order for you not to talk about the pickle boy, because that's where all the money's at, right? So let's just walk right past him and ignore him and keep talking about pickle boy, because he stood there and held a camera as women got abused. He stood there with the camera while children got abused, and he laughed about it, and he uploaded it, and he collected money, and he wants to write rap songs thinking how great he is when you're anything but. You're not a good guy, pickle boy, and neither is your dad. You're not good people, and it has nothing to do with coming from poverty, and it has nothing to do with what you call yourselves, what you label yourselves, which is white trash. That's what you label yourself. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the choices you make at the end of the day. And you could come from poverty and have a heart of gold and do the right thing with your life. And maybe not have millions of dollars, but you didn't exploit abuse and you didn't tell your audience it was okay at the end of the day. So that's what you chose to do. And that makes you not that great of a person, really. Every time you push those shirts, every time you push those songs, every time you push for your friend to attack smaller content creators that are trying to barely get by on YouTube, that already had their channel taken down for no good reason. Every time you do that, pickle boy, you are not accepting responsibility for your own decisions as a man at the end of the day. Why don't you start there? Guys, click the like button for me if you haven't yet. And go ahead and click a 1 in the chat also if you're still with me, because I'm running on empty a bit. I don't know what else to say. Does anyone have any questions before I head on out? Because it is getting really late. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Okay, good. You guys can still hear me. You're still with me. Any questions about any of the videos? Any questions about people attacking my channel, trying to take my channel down? The fact that the channel is frozen in time right now and I can't upload? You know, I don't know. Oh, wow. It's hard keeping a stream going by yourself. It's hard to keep it going. Any questions you saw earlier that I missed? Anything else I should say? Yeah. Jeanette Williams. Excuse me. I'm rambling. Pickle Boy is an adult but doesn't act like one. Pickle Boy is an adult but doesn't act like one. Yeah, he acts like a kid. Even Cowpote says he kind of still dresses like a kid. He still acts like a kid. That's why when I see him interacting with children, he's not doing the right thing necessarily all the time, you know. Thank you, Yolanda, for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm not going to be up too much longer. I really don't know what else to say. I feel like I've said a lot. Hello, Princess Charlie. I'm very curious to know who Princess Charlie is. Very curious. I have no idea who that is. I have no idea, but I'm very curious to find out who you are. Is it illegal to slander somebody? That's what somebody just asked. Yes, if you are slandering them, yes. Yes. But nobody's doing that over here. Merely opinions, difference of opinion. Sparky, roasted, why is YouTube allowing these channels to continue when they have broken all their policies? I don't know. I Maybe it's just the money. My husband said maybe just because of the money. Maybe because they have millions of people backing up and supporting them, right? If you have nobody backing you up and supporting that behavior, remember with Daddy 05 got outed, people stopped supporting. He's still with his channel. He still has a channel. He's still going because people are still supporting him. That's why it's able to still go. It's able to keep going. But if the majority of the people know, if we keep talking, if we keep getting it out there, then maybe people won't be supportive and less money will be made. But whose fault is that? It's Pickle Boy because he normalized a child abuser by lying to an audience of millions of people. He doesn't want to be held accountable for that. They don't want you hearing that, but that's what's going on. Brianne says because they don't pay attention. Yeah, maybe they're not watching the videos as intently. Maybe there's things they're unaware of. Maybe there's things they haven't seen. Maybe they're protecting their money. There's just so many different reasons. I don't know. If this were my platform, it'd be much different. I would have said sayonara to a few YouTubers a long time ago. People that are abusing their platform. People that don't mind abusing people and showing abuse, their own abuse, abusing their platform. They don't mind it. Princess Charlie, I'm Sherry. I just found the stream. You are the bomb of mental health and you know your stuff. I have been in this field for about 30 years and I could tell you're legit. Thank you, Princess Charlie. Jeanette, I agree, Sparky, but YouTube don't look at it that way. Sparky, but when you strike them and flag them, it should be taken seriously. Yeah. Yeah. You could go back and flag certain videos that you don't think are correct or certain imagery that you're seeing that you don't agree with. Because in the moment, oh, wow, it's entertainment. I'm entertaining people. So funny. What's the long-term effect for the child? What's the long-term effect for the adult and for the woman and for the men who are enduring this abuse? Because believe me, that's something you have to endure and put up with. It's not something that comes naturally, being yelled and spit at in your face, having things thrown on you, being told you're wrong at every single turn and you can't do anything right and you can never escape your abuse. You know? I don't know. Yes, Brianne, people are striking out of spite and maliciously, and YouTube sees that. They see 4 strikes in a row on Cassandra's Curse. They see 3, 4 strikes in a row on Rosa Studios. They see it. They do see it. They have lifted a few, but they haven't lifted all of them. I'm trying, some very important videos that need to go back up that are kind of being held right now in limbo. Sparky, oh, believe me, it has happened, and they're still standing and doing the same thing over and over again. If they're certain people, if they're allowed to do things to get money, are they going to do it over and over? Yeah. Yeah. It's up to the people. The people, your freedom of speech. You got to hold these people accountable. You see something you don't like, you say something. You don't have to be quiet. You could say, you're allowed to say something. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean I hate the family or hate anybody in the family. I don't even hate the cleanup guy. But I will question his intentions and his behavior because he's been malicious and mean. He's ignored abuse survivors on my channel and laughed and just left. And then did a stream the other day wanting people to feel sorry for people and fans that were dying from cancer and children that are dying from cancer. And he was getting money and someone gave him 20 bucks. And I don't believe that you're a good person because you laughed at child abuse and you never addressed it. And that's just one thing of several things in regards to that person. It doesn't mean I hate him. He's there for a reason. He's there to distract you. He's a scapegoat. He doesn't mind that his own reputation gets ruined as long as you never address Pickle Boy, as long as you never hold Pickle Boy accountable, because that's the big moneymaker, is it not? He's backing up a friend for friendship's sake, not because he thinks doing the right thing is more important. And it is. He's a dad. We're talking about child abuse prevention over here. We're talking about awareness. We're talking about suicide prevention. We're talking about addiction. We're talking about mental illness, and all these things that are so important for him to be conveying to his audience as a dad, but he's backing up his friend. That speaks to the kind of person you are, cleanup person. You have to know that. You have to know I have nothing against you, but I'm not able to look at you or think that at the end of the day you're a good person and you're doing the right thing, because you're not. Ray Ray. Pickle Boy pulls the strings, absolutely. Because what did we see in that one video, the ode to the cleanup guy video? Um, Pickle Boy doesn't back up cleanup guy's actions. He doesn't back up his actions. He backs them up when it's working for him, right? When he's attacking people, when he's scaring people, when he's stalking people, when he's harassing people. He's backing it up then because he's his friend. But once he gets outed, what did we see in that video from a third party? Frankie Projects. I just spoke with Pickle Boy. Pickle Boy doesn't back up the cleanup guy. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He just is going to throw him under the bus at the end of the day because this channel isn't very important. It's not making millions of dollars, right? We have to see what's going on here. Come on. Everyone's dropping some jokes in the chat. I'm glad you're having fun. I can't repeat everything that you're saying, but I'm glad you're having a good time, because he was over here trying to throw his weight around with me, trying to squash my freedom of speech. Yeah, it's a lot of throwing you're doing, but you better be willing to take it right back, because they put my channel right back up, baby. I'm not scared of your channel. You're scared of mine. I don't strike his channel. I don't strike any of their channels. I just say my opinion about them. And it scares someone enough to come over and strike me and harass me and stalk me and threaten me. I mean, Sparky, I'm glad you're having fun. Actually, I'm really glad that you are having fun, because it brings me to another point. There has to be some kind of comedic relief amongst all of this stressful conversation. Even in any dramatic movie or horror movie, you're going to see a little bit of comedy somewhere, so the audience can, so you can take a breather, so you can internalize what's going on and have a rest. Whoever's going to sleep, good night. I'm trying to read the chat. Good night, Brianne. Thank you for coming by, sweetheart. There's got to be some kind of comedic relief. So if in my older comedic videos, if you could get it there, fine. You guys know I don't feel comfortable making comedic videos from this point on. So, that's not going to happen. Where do we get it from? Well, we're going to get it from Baba Boo. BUBBA space BOO. Check out Baba Boo. You're going to get some comedic relief there. Some really good comedic relief. I go there when I need it. Check out Crazy Ellen. Check out people that are doing the comedy videos, because where am I going to go because this can get very stressful. You need to decompress. The conversations are so real, so intense. They need to be had, though. But make sure that you're doing something for yourself as well, by maybe not internalizing it every single day. You don't want to watch me every day. You want to decompress, and you want to watch people like Bubba Boo and Crazy Ellen and whoever else in the community that's doing live streams and making people laugh, and just trying to do the right thing and make people, lift their spirits and make them feel better and things like that. I love Bubba Boo too. I really do. Once I get on that, back on my roasted channel, I want to give that person a proper shout out, because the comedy is worthy. It's funny. And that person is facing adversity by having people in the monopoly attack them, just like me. It's so weird. It's like you got these people in this monopoly. They have so many more subscribers than you, so many more viewers. All they have to do is come up with their own content and then just do that. But what do? They focus on these little channels, attack these little channels every day. Little channels that are coming up with their own content, who are being attacked at the end of the day, being told that they need to get their own content. I mean, am I on the wrong side here or what? I feel I have it a lot harder than some of these people on here. I don't know. Yolanda, you got to laugh and turn off the technology for a while. Yes, make sure you get outside. Make sure you go for walks, jogs, get to the gym. Make sure you're eating healthy foods. Make sure you're being loving to yourself. Everybody who's in this chat, everybody who's listening, everybody who spoke tonight, make sure that you're giving and loving towards yourself. Make sure you give yourself a compliment tonight before you go to bed. You know, make sure you don't internalize something negative before you go to sleep ever. It's something I have with my husband. We never go to sleep angry at each other, right? We have to work it out before we go to sleep because I'm waking up to this person and I have to love them again another day. So you have to figure out what's going on because arguments are so trivial sometimes. Make sure you're internalizing love towards yourself and give yourself a compliment. Before you go to sleep tonight, Roasted says, compliment yourself. Give yourself a compliment. Say something loving and give back to yourself and give yourself something. Say something giving to yourself, Mr. Fairfax. You wonderful, distinguished, handsome looking man, you. Ah. Oh, Sparky, I can't read that. But yeah, just be giving, be giving and loving to yourself. Be kind to yourself always. We got 20 people watching. I should have been saying this throughout. How many we got watching? That way the audience knows. There's 21. But I'm winding down here. Sparky, who's that? Who gets accused of that? And let me tell you something. If somebody is accusing somebody of that, they're manipulating you into only thinking that, right? That person's not addressing the abuse, are they? Right? If we're attacking channels and scapegoating people and we're hung up on the same thing every day, yelling, 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 and attacking people and addressing people, you're not looking inward. You're not addressing these videos. You're not addressing the abuse. You're actually helping to back it up every single day. So everyone in that monopoly, in my opinion, is compromised as people. Everybody. They're compromised completely. I'm sorry that happens, you know. Sparky, there's a reason, and the reason is what I just told you. If they're scapegoating that channel, she's not talking about the abuse, is she? They're not talking about what they're not doing. They're not talking about what Pickle Boy did, are they? So Sparky, expect that conversation every single day. How are you doing, Ganja Growing Girl? Expect that scapegoating every day. It's going to be anybody but my channel, okay? Just know that. And just know that my channel went down a couple days ago without nobody in that monopoly being held accountable and without nobody in that monopoly having addressed the abuse. Isn't that sad? So remember that. Hi, Goldie. Thank you, sweetheart. So remember that. Nobody's addressed it. They're going to keep scapegoating people and making up lies about people and hurting people. It's all manipulation. Every time they do that, you should hashtag, what about the abuse? That's why I came up with that hashtag, because everybody over there wants to talk about everything but. Nobody on here is more important than child abuse or the prevention of child abuse. But they're going to make you think it by scapegoating other people, by coming up with a different conversation. Hashtag, what about the abuse? Every time they manipulate you, every time they do that, every time they want to talk about something else, every time Cleanup Boy wants to get on a live stream and use children to manipulate the audience for money. Hashtag, what about the abuse, you manipulative? You know, come on. 19 watching. Yeah, the whole channel went down. My whole channel was terminated for like a day. And I appealed it. What was the reason? Baseless strikes on videos that were allowed back up. And I'm trying to get a couple more back up too. And also, Cassandra's curse should have gone down too. Well, almost went down. I had multiple strikes that they lifted. So, yeah, Sparky, you got to know every time they're talking about another channel or scapegoating someone, you have to think, well, is that more important than what Roasted's talking about? And maybe they're talking about that purposefully. So you'll jump on that bandwagon or have to ride out that conversation versus what about the abuse? Pickle boy. What about the abuse? What about exploiting women and children on camera for profit? Oh, in his song, he said it's okay because I pulled everyone out of poverty. Well, you could have done it a different way. You didn't have to show the abuse patterns in your family and watch your whole family being destroyed to get money. Because every time you say that you're a millionaire, you pull people out of poverty, and it's okay because you did that, you're letting us know that you're greedy. You're letting us know that you chose money over your family. You're letting us know that you think abuse is okay and have to normalize to an audience. And let's just hope that they'll normalize it, internalize it, and they'll act the same way in their homes. No, you're not a responsible content creator, Pickle Boy. You went about getting your money the wrong way, Pickle Boy. You don't stand around and watch women and children being abused for a show to make money, Pickle Boy. You don't stick up for Daddy 05 and then tell your audience verbatim you knew what was going on, but you didn't say anything because he's doing it for his family. Pickle Boy is a child abuser. He neglected the kids. That's abuse. What about the one he hit in the face with his dirty old foot? Pushing a baby down. That's child abuse. Now I know why you stick up for abuse. Because you're doing it yourself, Pickle Boy. Now I know why you think it's okay to profit off of it, Pickle Boy. Because you're doing it yourself. And you had the worst friends ever backing you up, staying silent or attacking my channel. That speaks to the kind of people you are. Not roasted. You are. Okay? Did I miss any questions or anything? Should I wrap it up? You guys, I'm going to wrap it up only because I'm rambling and I have gone over what I was going to talk about. I talked about everything I was going to talk about, I think. Is there any other questions before I get going? Because it's late and I got to get up early tomorrow. I wasn't planning on to get on for that long, but you know, there are people watching. There are people that care. There are people that are having a conversation about it. There are people who are hashtagging what about the abuse. There are kind, nice people who are willing to have this conversation in the chat, people that will be coming by this video later, who will be watching. Please make sure to hit the like button. It keeps the video going. It keeps the conversation going. It keeps me going. Sparky, isn't Boo a huge fan of yours, Roasted? I hope so, because I'm a huge fan of Bubba Boo. Make sure to check out my Spreaker. Check out Roasted Studios because another video went back up that was deemed hate speech, which is freedom of speech. So you want to check out that video. And stay tuned for more live streams because I'm not done. There will be more videos, but I have to hang on to that channel. So we have to keep it at a halt right now. But I'm working on it. Good night, Jeanette. Good night, Ganja Girl, Princess Charlie, Sparky, Goldie. Michael Fairfax was here earlier. Ray Ray. Anyone who was in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. The Real UK True. Hi, hun. Nice to see you. I'm just ending my stream now, but please re-listen to it. Please check out my Spreaker. Okay, you're going to come help me exit? Okay, guys. Now remember, I appreciate you. And we will keep this conversation alive. All my love to you. Hashtag it up. What about the abuse, baby? Roasted Studios. Out.